This is Anthony Vincent, and we are here with Prevail, guys.
How you doing, brother?
How you doing, man?
Thanks for having us.
Great, man.
It's so exciting for me to be talking to you as a band that is also utilizing YouTube, and it's just really cool. I'm happy to meet you guys. Now, is there anything that you're working on? Are you writing something right now?
So we're not writing quite yet. I think towards the end of the year we're going to start, but we actually are preparing a big fall tour with some bands that we're really excited that are on the package with us. And
is that something you can't talk about right now?
Can't talk about quite yet, but let's say in a couple weeks it'll be revealed.
Yeah. It sounds exciting. Now here's my big question. So what advice would you give to bands who are starting out right now, especially you guys being one of the hottest, biggest emerging alternative bands that have come onto the scene, especially in this past year?
Yeah. So I think you need to start with, you have to know what you want your sound to be. You have to know what, you need a focused direction of your sound and your visuals and your aesthetic. And then it comes down to investing in your sound early on. You have to go find a good producer. You have to invest in your sound and put out a high-quality product that people will latch onto right away. Because if you waste that, you only get one initial launch. You get one first impact, and you have to come in with a bang to really, get noticed nowadays.
Yeah, too many kids, like, I'm guilty of myself, my old bands, and that, putting out just a single and saying, oh, big things coming soon. You lose traction that way. You gotta have one big, like Steve was saying, you gotta have one big presentation right off the get-go.
Yeah, it's like you gotta have that game plan ready. We went into it and said we're not gonna launch until everything is ready to go. So we wrote the EP. We had our logo made. We had all these things in place.
Was the Taylor Swift cover, was that kind of like a part of the plan to launch the EP as well?
Honestly, it never it never was until I think we were getting ready and we said, you know what? Let's try a cover. Let's see if maybe that can get some traction to the EP, and it worked out great because people went from the cover and they said, this is cool. I like this. Let me hear their original music. Checked out the EP, and now we have so many fans that said I've been with you since day one, and it's been a while.
That was the last piece of the puzzle for sure, an important piece for sure. Like, you need to separate yourself, but you need to focus on your music first. It all builds from that, and then the marketing stuff builds around what you're passionate about in terms of what you're trying to express in your music.
Well, you guys do it right, man.
Thank you, brother.
I see how you manage your social media. You respond to almost everybody, and and I find that these days a lot of artists, like they might feel that's kind of like below them, but it's really, look,
the
you got to be everybody,
yeah.
man. You got to be your label. You got to be you got to do everything. You got to manage this thing.
Well, it's funny too. Eric always says it on stage. We don't even call it our fans. It's our family.
Yeah, there you go.
We want to make sure every kid that comes to a show feels like the whole crowd is just a big happy family. It's not a crowd of fans. It's a family.
Yeah.
And no one will ever know your fan base and how to market your band better than you will, because it comes from within you, and sure, you're going to get support from labels or managers and whatever it is, and you got to use that when it's available, but no one will ever do a better job, a more passionate job than you will for your own band.
So what's the most inspiring thing so far, because that a fan has said, a fan or an aspiring musician, in regards to how your music has influenced them?
Oh man, we get it almost every show or every day that we have a show. We see fans that kids come up to the set, or come up to us and like sign this or want to take a picture, and they're like, I was going through this, or I had a terrible breakup, or I had a breakdown in my life, and I just happened to come across your music, and it really inspired me. It really changed my state of mind, or really opened my eyes to something, and that's incredible. We love that, because that's, when we all started off, like I was the kid that I was had depression and some other issues, that I found comfort in music, and to find that kids are coming back and reciprocate, like we're being able to reciprocate that what I took out of music, we're being able to put back in and have these fans come back and say it changed their life, or made them open their eyes or see things different. That's all we ever wanted. That's incredible. That's such an amazing feeling. Just
for a more in-depth story, something crazy that happened to me. I worked at Domino's for 3 years while all of us were forming this whole thing. And I always tell, it's even on my Instagram and Twitter, I think, it said former Domino's driver. We went to the UK recently, and I had a fan come up to me and say, I was a Domino's driver too, and I saw that your band took off, and it really inspired me. And now he's out there tour managing a bunch of bands and stuff, and it's crazy to see that, you know, a couple of guys up here were able to inspire other people to follow what they want to do, and at the end of the day, that's the most rewarding part of the show.
That brings me to my next question. What do you want your legacy in music to be? After a long career, what does it all boil down to? What do you want to be remembered for?
I want people to look at us and be like, they played by their own rules. They did their own thing, and they did it without anyone's help.
And I want most people to walk away from us saying those are genuine dudes. I never want anybody to walk up and say, oh, those guys, they don't care about fans, or they don't care about me. I want someone to walk up and say that's a genuine group of guys who really actually does care about their fans.
And more on the like kind of bigger picture music side, I hope that, you know, we get a lot of kids that say, I don't normally listen to this kind of music, but your band got me into heavier alternative rock music. And if we can bring more people to this scene and they can kind of go up the ladder in terms of all different kinds of alternative music that's represented here today, I'd be stoked if we could help this community in the long term.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys.
Thank you so much for having us, brother.
Man.